Good evening. Welcome to Health Second Opinion. Dr. Chad McDill here with you. Excited about yet another week of bringing some truth and principle to allow people to unshackle themselves from this mindset that says, I'm going to be sick and tired, and I'm sick and tired of being tired and sick, but I don't have any choice. This is that, disease runs in my family, and there's this legacy of diabetes or heart disease or whatever people are expecting. And then understanding how to really remove yourself from that and infuse health into your life, because so many people, we go to the doctor and we expect to get that, right? An infusion of health. We expect to be given that to us. But the fact is that our body is trying to be healthy every single day. And 90% of our outcomes are based upon our lifestyle, our choices, our habits, and our changes, our ability to assimilate information and then implement it in our life. And I really think that that's the key. So wanted to touch base on where you can find these health infusions and how to put them in your life. And really, this has just been an amazing day. Here I am. I'm actually recording this evening after our shift. And it's great because we just had an amazing shift of people coming in that had just recently started care. And one of the comments was, yeah, it's amazing that here I am. It's only my second week, and my arms and hands, they were numb, and I couldn't feel them, and I got to work. I use these hands to make a living, and yeah, that's all better, and that's really great. I appreciate that, but what is so weird is that I can't tell you exactly what all was wrong because it's hard to put in words, but my body just feels so much better. I just feel more alive. I just, it's hard for me to tell you and to put it into words. That was the quote. And it was exciting because that was, going on throughout the day to day. And it's amazing when shifts are happening like that. And one of the things is that I think is the greatest thing is that it is the mindset in which I approach, and it's not just me, it's Max Living Doctors in general, but that we approach every single patient is the opportunity to meet them where they are, whatever the list of symptoms may be, and then take them back towards that ideal healthy self and help them manifest what they thought they were getting at all their other doctor's appointments and then never received. And so of course we get to a point where we think doesn't exist, and then we hand that down, is that thought process, and we begin to buy into this pharmacopoeia, this medical tyranny in which we're shackled with the expectation, the mindset that says, as I age, I must get worse, and that it must be very painful, and that 2/3 of, this is the stats, so look it up for yourself, 2/3 of US adults are expected to end up in nursing homes. And we have to understand that is awful. I mean, everybody, I love it. And I was reminded of this today as I was doing an educational call, that Max Living wrote a book many years ago called Cruise Ship or Nursing Home. And it was about the difference between the cost of living on the cruise ship and having health and vitality and being able to be there literally per day, the cost versus, or per month, the cost versus living inside of the nursing home. And so a lot of people don't realize that it's about $6,500 a month to be in the nursing home. And if you and your family can't afford that because of your lifestyle, remember 90% of your outcomes will be because of the choices you've made throughout your life. And so let's think about that moving forward. So if you can't afford it, by the time you get there, what has to happen is the state comes in, they seize all of your assets, take every single thing that you own, they sell it, and then you are moved into a state-run facility in which the government has absorbed all, liquidated all of your assets, and then you are taken care of by the state, where then you're in this, I would consider it to be kind of the pit of hell, of where you are underneath the control and of the government, where they are and their only role is to just barely keep you alive, keep feeding you full of drugs, in a facility where you're just expected to die anytime, and there's no sense of hope, and there's no sense of just expectation of anything but imminent death. And that is the choices. Or you can choose health and choose doctors like max living doctors that are expecting you to be better. And the reason that we can expect it, and isn't because we're just running around all happy all the time. It's because of the implementation strategy of the 5 essentials into people's lives, and that it's that them incorporating it, which that wasn't great English, but forgive me. It is their actions of incorporating these principles, like we're talking about here, that get them the results. Because no matter what, the industry of healthcare was, looked it up, it was $3.6 trillion last year. $3.6 trillion was spent in healthcare last year in the US. Now, think about that. This system processed and moved around $3.6 trillion, and yet the outcomes were very poor. And the system actually gets more profitable and makes more money the sicker its population becomes. Because the more services are utilized, the more copays are received, the more it makes. So literally, tell me another business or another form of capitalism that is increasing as the people they are serving are getting worse. But hey, that's the system we're in. And you cannot change the system except by opting out. And by utilizing it less, you then are not inside of that mill, and therefore you have a different set of outcomes. You should expect different results. And so how do you do that? Where do you get that? Where's that mindset? Where's that doctor? Well, we're all over the country, and just max living near me. And then sign up, as a matter of fact, here in the tri-state area, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, in that area there's the number you need to dial to get in touch with my office. You can also text that number to sign up for an appointment, because here's some of the studies. Everybody's big into the data these days. Patients under chiropractic care for 5 years or more showed a 200%. This was coupled with this. I'm going to grab a couple pieces out of this study that we're looking at geriatric patients who'd been underneath wellness care for 5 years or more with a chiropractor. Showed 200% greater immune competence than those people who had not received chiropractic care for that period of time. This is actually from the Journal of, let me see, I wrote it down and then I put it in the notes, Journal of Manipulative Physiotherapeutics. Looked at the fact that after an adjustment of the thoracic spine, which is innervating the spleen, that after those adjustments, a person for the next 48 hours will have increases of interleukin-2, which activates the IgG and IgM antibody production. And it's the spleen interaction that then boosts the immune system. And so for people who are regularly receiving chiropractic adjustments, what were the results? Now, imagine this. Think about the world. If $3.6 trillion is being spent, what if, and these are the stats of the study, looking at chiropractic patients ages 65 or older who had received maintenance care for 5 years or longer. So basically, they'd gone through corrective care and now they're receiving maintenance care. And the patients spent only 31% of the national average. That's a 69% savings on healthcare. Think about all the people who are complaining about how much their pharmaceuticals are, how much their drugs cost, and how much their visits cost. I mean, I know plenty of elderly patients who they come into my office, and one of the things that they're most grateful for is the fact that they're no longer having to go to all those appointments because their body's functioning better. How? Well, we're reconnecting their nervous system. We're removing the interference to the expression of life. It's the way this poster is literally, it's exactly true in that every single organ in the human body is innervated and controlled and coordinated by the central nervous system so that it can interact at a moment's notice with the rest of the body. So once that's achieved and we're removing the subluxation, we're removing that interference, electrically the life force is flowing better and the body works better. But it takes a step further in the Max Living office because we look at then what can we do to implement the nutrition to, again, help the body regenerate itself, because your body is going to remake itself the best it can out of whatever food you eat. But the food that you eat is made out of whatever it had to eat, whether it's a plant and it was grown organically in great soil that had the right pH and the right nutrient balance and all these things, or whether it was grown inorganically, or whether it's a genetically modified product, then that plant makes itself out of whatever. Maybe it was sprayed with Roundup and all these poisons are in there and that is absorbed up into the plant, but the plant isn't killed by it. It has a detoxification mechanism, or I don't really understand that mechanism, but yet it can withstand that, or BT corn or whatever, such that it produces its own toxin, where the plant doesn't die, but then animals or insects actually come along and eat it and it kills the insect. Well, on a microscopic level, that's happening to us too. We're just larger animals, so it's not as noticeable. But so it's not just you are what you eat, you are what they ate or what they are grown from. And when we extrapolate that back and we start to get people back into eating food that was actually created by God and is just not man-made crap, that is spun out of a machine that is, I always like the apple flavored Pop-Tart for some reason. So many people, they're handing them off to the kid, cup of orange juice and putting them on the bus, sending them to school and have a nice day. And that's not real food. It's not real nutrition. It is classified as food by the FDA, but the nutritional value and the likelihood that a living body can assimilate all those fake ingredients and exist is high. That living body absorb all those ingredients and thrive, produce health, functioning close to 100%, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, is very unlikely. And so your level of acceptance of what life is and what your expectations are, your mindset matters on how you are going to infuse health into you. Does your mindset say that someone is going to give it to you and it comes in a pill or a potion or a lotion? I think enough times come by where we've seen it, where even the model is expressed that you're going to need that, whatever it is, over and over every year to supposedly maintain your immunity. Or you're going to need more and more of this medication as time goes on because you're going to get worse and worse and the medicine will work less and less and less, right? Or you can choose see 5 years or more of wellness care in a chiropractic model and experience spending 31% the national average, saving 69%. I mean, this stuff is absolutely enlivening to people. They had 50% less medical provider visits. So there it is. It's just like I was talking about earlier with my elderly patients. Imagine having to go as you get older to the doctor 50% less than your friends, right? Imagine having to take your parents to half the visits. What would that do? What would you do with that time? How would that infuse health into your life? Stepping back into that with these the thoracic adjustments and the increases of interleukin 2. I mean, like, you can go to facilities now. You have these wellness care centers, quote unquote, where people are going and they're getting infusions of these things that improve of interleukin 2 to boost your antibody production. I mean, how much does that cost? Thousands of dollars people are paying on a regular basis, and your body will do it for free when it's properly electrically functioning and well adjusted, and the innervation to your spleen is properly working when it's free of subluxations. So when they looked at this, 98.5% rated chiropractic care as extremely valuable to their life. The wellness patients, again, 60.2% fewer hospital admissions, 59% less hospitalized days in the hospital, 62% less outpatient surgeries. I want to stop there for a second because I was looking at this. This was, oh gosh, where was that note? Sorry, I sometimes get a little excited and put things on different sheets. There we go. Occupational and Environmental Medicine Journal looked at people who went to the chiropractor first with their back pain versus going to the MD first, or the orthopedic surgeon first. And 42% of people who went the orthopedic route, who actually went that far as to make it into the orthopedic office, got spinal fusion or some sort of surgery. Whereas those that went to the chiropractor first, 1.5% ended up having to have the surgery. Wow. I think all of us know someone who has had, I happen to know hundreds, but yet you know people who were never the same after their surgeries. And sometimes, I mean, in trauma, don't get me wrong, thank God for the surgeons. I'm very thankful for Dr. Smalley putting my shoulder back together. I'm very thankful for the capability when things happen or things reach that point where there is no other options. But for the person experiencing things from that first moment, literally the choice of choosing, I mean, there are two roads in the woods. I took the one less traveled and then had a 1.5% chance of having surgery. Or I took the most common route and ended up going to my doctor and they put me to the orthopedic and I had a 42% chance of having surgery. Bam. Mindset changes the trajectory of everything. 85% less on pharmaceutical costs. Wow. I mean, like, that is absolutely amazing. Can you imagine what we would do to the actual healthcare industry if we were literally not in the system of keeping people sick to boost profitability? And as chiropractors, we are in the group that our whole purpose is getting people well. The results are the purpose. And by doing that, and it's only because we address the cause of the problem. If the cause of the problem is subluxation, we adjust and get people to do the at-home therapy to, again, strengthen the body, stabilize the spine, and hold those adjustments. That removes the cause of interference. It allows the body to express itself better. If the cause is too many donuts, we work with them and get them to quit eating the donuts. Get more exercise. If a lack of exercise, a lack of physical activity is a barrier to them expressing and regenerating their health, literally regenerating every organ and tissue of the body. Because if you're not exercising properly and you're not doing it often enough, then your body's not going to have cardiovascular health, and it's not going to be able to deliver nutrition and oxygen to every organ and tissue tissue, every cell of your body needs nutrition and oxygen, and it needs to be able to get the waste products out. And so if you don't have proper cardiovascular health, that plumbing's not working right, well, your body's not getting the right nutrition, it's not getting enough oxygen, it's becoming toxic, and you're not going to be able to regenerate properly, and you're going to experience a different level of health that is totally dependent upon the choice of exercising or not, eating properly or not, understanding where the toxins are coming from in your life and removing those, even if it's the thoughts, and allowing yourself to express physical, mental, social, and spiritual health and function, approximating 100%, infusing the things into your life is what Max Living is about. It is just the priority is removing interference to the expression of life and then allowing people to experience that. And that being the sole purpose, that's how we get the different results. And that's how people who are under chiropractic care, wellness care for 5 years or longer, 60% fewer hospital admissions, 59% less days hospitalized, 62% less outpatient surgeries, and 85% less pharmaceutical costs. That's just time in your life that you would have by taking part in the wellness healthcare model and implementing the 5 essentials into your life with Max Living. And the main thing being that enlivening, powerful chiropractic adjustment, removing that electrical interference and allowing the body to self-manage and regenerate every single day, making every choice that you have, everything downstream of that, meaning from the brain as it's connected to the body, every other choice that you make after that is better optimized when our bodies are functioning properly as they should, electrically, that then allows chemically, that then allows the body to be then perceivably, your body to be able to, or for you to actually able to measure it, the health and the vitality. And so I'm very thankful for a wonderful day in the office, getting to serve patients and be a part of their own miracles and helping people understand that that you are the miracle. It is your body that will regenerate itself if we can find what's causing the interference, remove that. You are the miracle. Your choices are the solution. And they are the infusion. And I hope this allows you to get excited about the potential for you and your family. Imagine if your kids had the expectation of spending 85% less on pharmaceutical drugs throughout their life and having 62% less surgeries and 60% less days in the hospital, all those things. What if that was their expectation? And it can be. It's just up to you to make the choice and then implement that choice. We'll see you back here next time on Health Second Opinion. Be well.